o me quedo más con que él se cree que está por encima del bien y el mal. Él ahora mismo se cree el dios del fútbol.
Pero a mí eso me gusta,
During La Tribu, a show on Radio Marca, Raúl Varela analyzed the case of Lamine Yamal, claiming that he chose to be PK instead of Messi, referring to the young star's behavior ahead of El Clasico. It's Clasico week, and naturally, all eyes are on Barcelona's rising star, Lamine Yamal. The 18-year-old winger will play a key role if the Blaugrana want to defeat Xabi Alonso's Real Madrid on Sunday at the Santiago Bernabeu and reclaim the top spot in La Liga. By now, it's well known that Lamine isn't one to stay quiet. During his chat with Ibai Llanos, president of the Porcinos club in the Kings League and a well-known Real Madrid fan, he created one of the funniest moments of the show. When Ibai asked if Porcinos reminded him of Real Madrid, Lamine smiled and replied, "Yes, they steal, they complain." Ibai, shocked, immediately interrupted, "Madrid steals." Lamine laughed and gestured as if to say, "Obviously." Then Barcelona legend and Kings League president Gerard Piqué added fuel to the fire. That's not even up for debate. Gerard Romero, sensing chaos brewing, tried to calm things down, but Lamine doubled down with a cheeky, "Come on, you know it's true." The two then made a lighthearted bet. If Lamine's team, La Capital, loses to Porcinos, he'll celebrate his next goal in El Clasico with a crown-shaped eye gesture in honor of Ibai. Ibai fired back, "First you have to score." To which Lamine replied, "Did you forget last season? He was one of the scorers in Barcelona's 4-0 win over Real Madrid at the Bernabeu last season." One of the funniest moments came when Lamine teased Ibai again. "I get more excited scoring against you than against Real Madrid because I've already scored against Madrid." Lamine heads into El Clasico full of confidence, even while still regaining full form after recovering from pubic discomfort. Piqué also recalled Lamine's first training session with Barca's senior team. "I don't remember much, but I remember one session when Jordi Alba got fired up. Do you remember that?" Lamine laughed and replied, "Yeah, I think that was my first training. I took the ball and dribbled past everyone. Didn't lose it once. Jordi was getting heated, but in the second half, I scored twice and everything went great." The tension even reached El Chiringuito, Spain's most notorious football debate show. Maria Trisac declared, "It's an unacceptable lack of respect." Cristiano Ronaldo's friend Edu Aguirre added, "Lamine Yamal thinks he's above everything. He sees himself as the god of football."
Entiendo que es un contexto más relajado, entiendo la juventud, pero en el momento en el que faltas al respeto al que tienes enfrente a la otra persona, se acaba la broma. Es muy fácil y es una falta de respeto monumental.
No, a una institución.
Y eso no se puede consentir. Y me llama mucho la atención porque desde el otro lado nos han dado lecciones sobre jugadores del Real Madrid con el comportamiento, con el respeto, con la educación, y todo lo que habéis criticado lo tenéis ahora mismo ahí en casa.
Hombre, si lo estás comparando con Vinicius, te has pasado tres pueblos, quiero decirte. Lo de Vinicius es otra cosa,
No se puede comparar, nunca has salido a decir que el Barça roba. No se puede comparar.
Que el Madrid se queja...
O Lamine no es consciente de lo que representa, de quién es y de lo que puede llegar a ser, o no es consciente porque tiene 18 años y es el líder del Barça y el líder de la selección española, o simplemente tiene ese punto de ingenuidad que no sabe quién es, o me quedo más con que él se cree que está por encima del bien y el mal. Él ahora mismo se cree el dios del fútbol. Se cree el dios del fútbol para subir a dar la mano a su majestad el rey con 2 gafas de sol. Se cree el rey del mundo para decir, mientras yo gane a mí no me pueden decir nada. Se cree el rey del mundo para quitarle la cara a Cristiano Ronaldo.
Creo que ese es Vinicius.
Creo que es Vinicius. Quitarle la mano a Cristiano Ronaldo cuando le está dando, oye, mira, lo siento por perder, le quita la cara. Y se cree el rey del mundo diciendo a una institución, a una institución que roba, a una institución con miles de socios a falta de 48 horas de un partido muy importante y con cientos de aficionados y de simpatizantes en todo el mundo. Entonces, está muy bien que pidamos el Balón de Oro y que quiera ser el mejor pagado y que sea el mejor del mundo para vosotros, pero cuando saca los pies del tiesto hay que decirlo y criticarlo. Y ningún jugador del mundo puede decir que otra institución roba. Me da igual que esté en la Kings League, me da igual que esté con sus amigos o me da igual que se crea más que el resto. Hay que llegar a un punto y decirle, chaval, te has equivocado, eres muy bueno, pero te has equivocado. Y no todos te vamos a estar riendo las gracias todo el tiempo. Porque cuando la cagas, se te dice, cuando lo haces bien, casi siempre, te lo decimos. Pero si sacas los pies del tiesto, que creo que esta es la ocasión,
Pero me atrevo a reafirmarlo.
Tú hablas cada día del Barça, todo lo que quieres.
No, yo hablo del Barça del presente.
Hablas de todo el mundo.
De lo que pasó en el pasado.
Y nosotros no podemos hablar del Madrid. Voy a hablar del Madrid hasta que me canse, chato.
On Radio Marca, analysts reacted to Lamine's remarks. Pepe Estrada. You're talking to Noah about the flood. Lamine isn't your typical 18-year-old. We're talking about a world-renowned professional footballer. Paul Tenorio. Lamine just motivated Real Madrid to the maximum. He still has a lot to learn. Talking before big games rarely ends well. He's making more headlines off the pitch than on it. Ricardo Reyes. I understand the context, but he needs to remember who he represents. That's why I think he's a bit lost. Ferran Martinez. He's young, just 18, and still learning. We're not used to hearing these kinds of comments 3 days before a Clasico, but we'll have to adapt. There's a reason Madrid fans fear Lamine. He tends to shine in big games. Jorge Segura. Mourinho and Cristiano Ronaldo normalize the concept of robbery. Tenorio talks about Lamine, but not about Vinicius's provocations. Some Marca pundits defended Lamine's statements, while others, especially Madrid supporters, reacted furiously, calling his words absurd. However, Jorge Segura closed the debate with a biting remark. Mourinho and Cristiano Ronaldo were the ones who normalized the idea of robbery, and we all know very well how Real Madrid win their matches. Raul Varela, in his editorial, stated, "After years of searching for the new Messi, it seems we've found the new Gerard Piqué, someone unafraid to wave the flag of provocation. Lamine chose to be Piqué, not Messi. He fuels the rivalry, but he's treading dangerous ground. His remarks swing between cheeky laughter and the naivety of his 18 years. To go on a global stage and say Madrid steals, especially with what your club is facing with the Negreira case, shows a lack of awareness. It's disrespectful to teammates and bad news for Flick. Whoever is advising this kid is not doing their job. You can't afford to make barroom statements like that. Inside Barca, more and more people want him out of the club." Should Lamine be fired? Of course not. He's the face of Barcelona. Varela continued sarcastically, but he should focus on being Messi, eliminating rivals and winning games, not chasing teenage headlines. He concluded, "Lamine Yamal's talent is undeniable, but his maturity still needs to catch up. He's got tremendous ability, but if he doesn't learn quickly what it means to represent Barca, he might lose the path he wants so badly to follow." Roberto Gomez also harshly criticized Lamine for his Madrid steals comment before El Clasico. He called it a serious offense that could have consequences for both the player and the club, intensifying the already heated rivalry. Gomez argued that Barca should reprimand Lamine, warning that Madrid fans will never forget this. Varela agreed, saying Lamine chose to be Piqué rather than Messi in his media behavior, and that the youngster had entered dangerous territory. Both agreed that while his talent is undeniable, his attitude hurts his image and the atmosphere of Spanish football. Confidence before El Clasico is always welcome, but this kind of banter isn't always the best way to show it. If Barcelona lose, Lamine could easily become the target of memes and criticism online. It would have been much smarter and funnier to pull something like that after the match. That doesn't mean there's no faith in him or in Barca, quite the opposite. But as everyone who watches my videos knows, the truth is, we're not the favourites this time. With multiple injuries and a physically worn-out squad, Barcelona face an uphill battle at the Bernabeu. Not to mention that Koundé has once again raised concern at Barcelona. According to Sport, he arrived late to this morning's training session at 10:45 a.m., well past the 9:30 a.m. deadline, after already missing the previous session due to a knock. As a result, he'll be absent for 2 consecutive days, and his participation in the upcoming Clasico against Real Madrid will depend on his physical recovery. In contrast, Frenkie de Jong has recovered from a bout of gastroenteritis. He was the first to arrive at the Ciutat Esportiva and trained normally. There's also the case of Hansi Flick. The club has been trying, unsuccessfully so far, to overturn Flick's suspension from the Girona match. Flick received 2 yellow cards and is currently banned from coaching in the Clasico against Real Madrid. The club's initial appeal was rejected, and the RFEF Appeals Committee later upheld that decision, arguing that the video footage submitted by Barca did not invalidate referee Gil Manzano's report. Now, Barcelona's only remaining option is to appeal to the Administrative Court of Sport, TAD, and request a precautionary measure, something considered difficult to obtain, although the club has managed similar legal victories in the past. For now, Flick remains suspended, and his assistant Marcus Sorg is expected to lead the team against Real Madrid. We also can't forget that the match will be played at the Bernabeu, which naturally favours Real Madrid. We've analysed every technical aspect, but the true beauty of football lies precisely in this. Statistics, tactics, and injuries can all be overcome when there's passion, commitment, and belief in victory. I believe that's exactly what we'll see, a fully motivated team determined to defeat Madrid once again.